Welcome to the Jimbo Know Show. Today is Wednesday, November the 4th. Like always, I have my co-host with me, Harry Ezell.
What up?
So today we got a lot of stuff to talk about college football, NFL. If we have some time, we might spurge into the NBA. But if we do spurge into the NBA, we know we got to talk about the Ash Chan, Par Pierce. He needs that. Need to get that real quick. But we got to say that to the end of the show for Charlie Maverick. Like always, we're going to start with college like always.
All right, so let's just go ahead and hit quick hitters here. They finally announced their top 4 teams for the college playoff series coming up here pretty soon. I think we got 6 weeks until those playoff games start.
Yeah, 6 weeks. No. We got longer than that because you got at least 5 weeks of college football. Then you got a month of delay.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, the delay. Yeah, because they don't start playing those college bowl games until January. My bad. And it's only November. Yeah. So it's going to get interesting right now. What I thought was very interesting is I think the top 4 teams were Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, and TCU, which we pretty much know. Was it Baylor?
No, it was Clemson, LSU, Ohio State, and Alabama.
Oh, yeah, that is right. They did put 2 SEC teams in there. You're right. We had said last week what I said first. My bad. Yeah, you're right. I apologize. Yeah. So basically, and the way it's set up is that Clemson would play Alabama and Ohio State would play LSU. So if it holds true to what we got now, it is a possibility that the 2 SEC teams will be playing again for the national championship. What I was going to say is that the blatant disrespect for undefeated teams such as Michigan State, TCU, and Baylor.
Michigan State's got a loss.
Who did they lose to?
I couldn't tell you, but they're not undefeated.
They're not undefeated? Man,
No.
I thought ever since they beat Michigan.
No, they lost the game earlier than that.
They lost the game early? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Wow, well, damn. So they just totally disrespected Baylor and TCU because I believe Michigan State is number 5 and somebody else was number 6 on the outside
TCU,
looking
I think.
in. TCU? Okay,
Yeah.
Good. Finally. So it's proven now that, the smaller conferences argue that the big conferences always get to play for the national championship. And so now when they put in the playoff bracket, what's happening again?
The same thing.
Big schools are playing. Yeah, I mean, when it's a computer, you hate it. When it's people, you still hate it. So I guess the smaller conferences are going to get no respect.
Oh, I lied. I lied to you, Harry. Michigan State is 8-0.
Is 8-0? Okay, I could have sworn they were undefeated. Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
And nobody is talking about Michigan State.
No,
at all being in the college playoffs. I mean, is it because eventually Michigan State is going to have to run into Ohio State? That's inevitable. They're going to have to play. So,
yes.
The question, Jimmy, do you put a 1-loss Big Ten team into the college playoff?
No.
Okay, so would you put a 1-loss?
Hold on. I will take that back. Yes, you will. I will consider put a 1-loss Big Ten team in there instead of having 2 SEC teams in there.
So so your 1-loss team, that's a Big Ten team, has to win their division, has to win the Big Ten, though.
Yes, that's one exception they have to do.
They have to win the Big Ten. So let me ask you this question. Okay, so Ohio State and Michigan State play for the Big Ten championship. One of those teams wins, leaving the other team with a 1 loss. Would you consider putting them in? They didn't win the national championship. I'm sorry, they didn't win the Big Ten, but they have that 1 loss. That's the question.
No, because
that 1 loss is the Big Ten championship game.
That's strength of schedule is going to come and play after that. Who do they else play besides that 1 loss they got to in the championship game?
And that's you took the words right out of my mouth. That's the whole thing I've been telling people all the time. You look at the top three teams in the Big Ten: Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, right? Practically, like, you have to win that championship. I'm sorry, you have to win the Big Ten, and you have to have one loss for me to really consider you to be worthy of being in the college playoff. Because, like you said, strength of schedule. When you playing like Rutgers, when you're playing what's that other school, Minnesota, when you're playing teams like Iowa,
But
you're really
Iowa's
not
undefeated right now.
impressing me.
Iowa State is.
Yeah, Iowa State is undefeated. I'm talking about just regular Iowa.
Okay.
Like when you're playing these nobodies, you kind of make it hard for me to say, okay, yeah, you're worthy of playing for the Big Ten championship. I would love to see one of these smaller schools that score a lot of points. I really wish Utah hadn't taken that L earlier this year. So I would love to see Utah in the playoff. But I would like to see TCU or Baylor, because we know they can put up points. Question is,
It's a
can they
defense.
stop the other team? Yeah, it's the defense. The defense is the big question, because you look at some of those TCU games, especially. I mean, granted, yeah, you're scoring – no, not TCU, Baylor. Granted, you're scoring 60 and 50 points a game, but you're also giving up 40 points a game as well.
But I got to stop you there. Who are they playing, though?
They're playing these nobodies. Yeah.
Yes.
It all comes down to the
Because if
schedule,
you put Clemson and Carolina in the same boat, they probably be doing the exact same thing as Baylor doing to these other small schools.
Yeah. I can't argue that. I mean,
Clemson might be put up 70 points every week. Carolina might put up 70 points every week on these smaller schools. I mean, then you'd be having the same conversation all over again.
Yeah. I guess, that whole strength of schedule thing really is the deciding factor. But if a team consistently runs the table, you got to give them a shot at least a BCS. Are they called BCS bowls still?
Yes, the 4 games.
Okay,
the 2 games are BCS bowls.
Yeah. So yeah, you still got to give them at least a BCS bowl shot. At least.
Yeah, you can. Eventually, TCU did prove when they beat Oklahoma State that one year, they deserved a shot and get into the talks.
Shoot, and Oklahoma also lost to Boise State in the BCS Bowl, so
so
hopefully
some small schools do deserve it and some don't. I like TCU does deserve it because their history. But we still don't know nothing too much about Baylor history. I mean, they are throwing up 80 points at almost every game, but like you said, they are a nobody school. Let's see them play Alabama, Florida, Clemson, Carolina. We won't even mention Vanderbilt. They just the slum of the SEC. I mean, let's put them against a powerhouse and see what they could do.
Yeah. So let's get into these games here. Very interesting game that happened between Georgia and Florida. Basically, the winner of this game writes their ticket to the championship of the SEC East. Unfortunately, Georgia forgot the game being played on Saturday, and they just got demolished. I think the final score was like 27-3.
Yes, it was.
I didn't watch too much of this game because Florida did whatever they wanted to against Georgia, and Georgia just couldn't figure out how to play the football.
Every channel in Georgia had the damn game on. You couldn't bypass that game.
You see, and that's why I love the SEC Network because they have this thing called alternate broadcasting. So, yes, I was able to watch a different game. Yeah.
We know how Georgia loved the Georgia Bulldogs.
It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Like, Georgia Tech gets absolutely no respect. I think there's more Bulldog fans in Atlanta than there are Georgia Tech fans. I think that might be a fact. That might be a fact. Yeah. Another good game that was being played was the Auburn versus Ole Miss. It seemed like Auburn had actually figured out how to play offense again. It seemed like that they were actually going to be a ranked opponent this year. And then if they figured out how to lose that game. I thought that was quite impressive. I mean, most teams have to figure out how to win a game, but no, Auburn shocked the world and said, you know what? We're going to show you how to lose a game. And they did just that.
If you want to lose a game, just do what we just did.
Yeah, I mean, they were up 19-3 going into the third quarter. Actually, they were up 19-3 well into the third quarter. And then Ole Miss just came back and just said, you know what? Take one of these, have another. Take one of these, have another. It was quite impressive. Yeah. Kind of wish Ole Miss didn't take those early L's in the season, because they would have made these final 4 games very, very interesting, coming down and who's going to win the West and the SEC. But it's pretty much going to come down to that Alabama LSU game, which I believe is this weekend.
Yep,
yeah, this weekend at 8:00. Yeah. So it's that game probably. If that game isn't on, what is that? CBS primetime. I don't know what other game. ABC, yeah. I don't know what other game is more important than that game. I guess you can say that Florida State
and Clemson game.
Clemson game, because that one has high implications right there. Clemson beats Florida State. They pretty much punched their ticket into the playoff. I mean, they could lose the next 3 games, and I would still have them in the playoff.
Harry, how would you lose the next 3 games and still make it to the playoffs?
I mean, look, you said it yourself. Clemson's strength of schedule.
But still, after you lose your second game, you almost pretty much click your ticket out the playoffs. Come on now, you got to agree with that.
Yeah, I can't argue too much about that. It'd be hard pressed for them to have a couple undefeated teams in smaller conferences and you not put them in over a 2-loss ACC team. You know,
but yeah,
still, that game.
That game does have the whoever wins that's going to the ACC championship game play. Whoever is in the Coastal.
Yeah, and all I gotta say about Florida State, they have a huge quarterback problem. Everett Golston goes down in that Syracuse game, and they bring in that backup, and he did pretty good.
Yeah, the backup is pretty good because we played him last year.
Yeah, he did. He did really good, and I don't know his name. That's because I'm not a Florida State fan.
Let's call up Mays in London and get the name.
Yeah. He would appreciate that call. 5-hour difference. Yeah, he would appreciate that call. Yeah, so they got a very interesting dilemma down there. Pretty much, if Golston does get the starting job and he doesn't act right against Clemson, I believe he will be on the short leash. So that's looking bad for Clemson because he can't mess up. He has to move the ball. He has to score points because Clemson's looking damn near unstoppable right now on offense. Their defense last week looked kind of suspect because they led NC State back into that game. Like, I was sitting on the edge of the couch like, if Clemson figures out how to lose this game, I am going on social media. I don't know what the Carolina record is right now. I am going on social media and say, how are you up 21 points in the fourth and lose?
I know what you would have done. You would have called me.
I would have gone in on every Clemson fan I know.
I would have had to turn off the phone.
I would have gone majorly in. I was sitting on pins and needles like, oh, Clemson, please. Figure out how to lose this game just one time. Just please one time. But nah, I mean, way to pull it out. That offense, there's nothing wrong with that offense. Only thing that sucks about that offense is the quarterback situation right now. He's a true sophomore. So what, y'all got just one more year of him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he's still a sophomore year. I mean, that could happen.
You can leave after 2 years in college? I forgot about that.
Sometime after the third year. If you're a redshirt, you can. If you redshirt your true freshman year, you can leave after your second.
Okay.
But if he wants to stay for all 4 years, but we never know until that comes up.
Yeah, that's what kind of sucks right now because he can only get better. He's already come back from injury.
Yep.
So, I mean, the sky's the limit right now with that kid playing quarterback.
They talking
Yeah,
about he moved up on the Heisman watch. Now he's like number third on the Heisman watch right now.
number third on the Heisman watch. Yeah, but it's. I mean, what's sad is that bearing that kid number 7, LaFart, whatever his name is, in LSU,
I want
I
to give
think
him
he would need to.
a shout out real quick for doing what he's doing for
Yeah,
the South Carolina flood relief by autographing his jersey and auctioning it off for the flood relief.
I wanted to talk about that. I really want to talk about that. Okay, so let's pause from talking about the football games for a second, because let's go back and let's talk about A.J. Green that played at Georgia. He autographed a jersey for his cousin who sold it on eBay, and he got suspended because you're not supposed to you can't sign memorabilia that's going to be sold for profit when you're still a collegiate athlete. So granted that this dude is doing this for charity reasons, but he still technically is doing the same thing that A.J. Green did, and he's not going to get suspended. Is it because he just came out public with it? Or it's just the NCAA set a double standard?
It's kind of like a double standard, but if that's the case, how can Clemson or Carolina sell autograph memorabilia and get paid for it?
And see, that's another big thing that I've also had about universities. Okay, so what the NCAA rule states is that if you sign it for the university and the university sells it, it is A-OK. But if a student is to sell it outside of a sanctioned NCAA, basically having your university sell it, then it's considered to be for profit or for gain.
But what if the athlete never sees the money for the jersey or whatever it is?
I'm pretty sure AJ never saw that money that his cousin sold.
I'm pretty sure he didn't either. I mean,
I'm pretty sure. But Johnny Manziel can go into a hotel room and sign autographs for an hour and only get suspended for a half of football.
That's true.
So,
and he got paid. He got paid.
They couldn't prove it, but the kid's sitting courtside at NBA games.
Yeah, like a $10,000 seat.
Yeah, and they say that his family comes from money. I was like, yeah, okay.
But whatever, like I said, I just want to give him a shout out for doing that. That's real generous of him.
Yeah, that's classy. That's real classy.
Because they have other 2 items for auction off. A Gamecock helmet with Steve Spurrier and somebody else's autograph on it, and LSU helmet with the head coach and somebody else autographed it too.
Yeah, Les Miles. Yeah, that's and they're going for hefty prices too.
Yes, I heard the starting price is at $7,000.
I know his jersey was in the thousands of dollars. I can't quote it exactly.
I think I heard on the news today the helmet's starting at $7,000.
$7,000. Wow, that's good. So let's get into the game of the week. Now, I didn't watch this game.
Oh, we talking about the Duke and
Duke and Miami. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I seen this one.
I didn't watch the game. I only saw the highlight come across my ticker when it said Miami Hurricanes went on 8 laterals for the final kick. So, of course, I immediately went to ESPN to watch it. And I'm not going to lie, that play was impressive. That play was impressive. And then came Monday morning when I read the controversy about the game.
I seen this Saturday night about the controversy. I seen it like 10 times, and every time I heard it, it was, wait a minute. But I'll let you go ahead. I'll let you finish your story.
Yeah. 4 calls late in the game that allowed Miami to go down the field and score that touchdown. So they can be what was it? Yeah, it was 4 calls late in the game that allowed Miami to go down the field, scored a touchdown. The ball went back to Duke, and then Duke had another call against them that prevented them from scoring a touchdown. They could only kick a field goal. And so that's why the game was 23 to 20. And they kick the ball off, and then Miami goes down and runs it back for a touchdown. Game over. And I'm just sitting here thinking, what the heck happened? And then I read the box score, and unfortunately I couldn't see the plays I couldn't find them anywhere online. I'm pretty sure if I dug hard enough, they're somewhere to be found. But a lot of yada yada goes around, and the NCAA, no, I'm sorry, the ACC was actually trying to just negate the game because they just said, yeah, the referees flat out blew the calls in that game. Just go ahead and call it a wash, and they'll just have 11 games on their schedule for the 2015 season. But instead of doing that, what they decided to do was to suspend those 4 referees that
And
officiated that
replay.
game.
And the replay official.
And the replay official, wow, I don't know. Wow, that must have came down recently. Yeah, they just decided to suspend the entire officiating staff for that game for the rest of the season, saying that they can't officiate any more games. And I hope they open up an investigation because the game was played in Miami.
No, the game was played in game was played in North Carolina.
The game's played in North Carolina? Oh,
yes. It was at Duke Stadium.
Duke Stadium, yeah. So, I mean, to me, that sounds like some gangster gambling stuff was going on because Duke was ranked number 22 in the nation, and they were quietly the best one-loss team in the nation that nobody was talking about. This is really going to hurt their chances for a BCS bowl bid. They still are the front runner to win the Atlantic Coastal Conference to play either Florida State or Clemson in the championship. So hopefully they can get some redemption that way. I mean, do I see them upsetting either Clemson or Florida State? No. But
they deserve to be there, but they shouldn't lost that game.
Yeah, they should deserve, at the end of the season, they deserve to be a 2-loss team versus a 3-loss team. And
yes.
A 2-loss team in the ACC has a great shot at getting a BCS bowl bid, which could lead them to more scholarship for football. Because let's be honest, Duke is known as a basketball school. Football just happens to be on the books because there's a stadium there. It really sucks that those kids have to go to that. Yeah, you like that one.
This is a stadium there. But yeah, let's talk about that. I'm going to talk about that 8 lateral play that they really botched the calls there. The guy took it back, and they did throw it backwards. That's not the problem I had. Guy get tackled at 26. His knee went down and threw a ball back. That's one mistake right there that they caught. They had like 2 or 3 blocks in the back. They took the flag up from 2 or 3, not 1, possibly 3. To set up the score for running back for a touchdown. That's the problem I have. And they took a 9-minute delay to replay this, and they couldn't figure out the block in the back or the guy's knee was down on the 26-yard line. Come on now.
Yeah. The one. See, I didn't mention that. The guy on the 26-yard line, you said the knee is down. You're being generous. In my opinion, he was damn near laying down on the field when he flipped the ball back. So, yeah, I wasn't going to mention that. But, it just – my heart goes out to those poor kids at Duke. They're smart. They're going to be our future doctors, scientists, and world leaders, politicians, lawyers of America. This is their one chance of being champions, and that had to happen to them. So let's just move on to the NFL.
All right, let's move on to the NFL.
Yeah, so I'm going to just go ahead and record and say it. I don't know what's going on with the Patriots, but I don't think anybody's beating them.
Are you talking about they might be deflating the footballs again?
Deflating the footballs, taking HGH, deer antler. Everything. Yeah, doing everything. I mean, and I just want to go on record that y'all need to stop with the Peyton Manning, calling this dude old, calling this dude he's past his prime. He's doing exactly what he needs to do to win football games, and that is just enough. That defense held Aaron Rodgers to only 77 yards passing for the entire game.
That's damn good.
Yeah. I'm going to say that one again for y'all people watch it. The Broncos defense held Aaron Rodgers to 77 yards for the entire game. Yeah, so They're pretty serious right there in Denver. Shout outs to Baltimore Raven fans. Y'all finally figured out how to score football and win a game. I applaud y'all.
I feel sorry for Steve Smith Sr. since he got injured.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's done for the year, or probably done for his career. Because he tore his Achilles, right?
That's right. He's done for the season, and this is, he said this is last year.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a good career.
Yeah,
he's probably back in Charlotte right now.
Too bad he couldn't retire as a Panther still.
Yeah. What's that? Shout out to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Y'all held on to a lead this time instead of blowing it like y'all did against the Redskins last week. So y'all beat the Falcons.
Good job, James.
Good job to the Buccaneers. Like I told you, Ben Roethlisberger should have sat out another week. Do 3 interceptions against the Bengals. Still a Steelers fan.
Yeah, I had a chance at the end if he would have threw the ball where Bryant could have caught it in bounds instead of caught it 2 feet out of bounds.
Yeah, but as we know, Jimmy, it's kind of hard to win any game at any level when you have 3 interceptions.
Yeah, that's true. Or any kind of turnovers.
Yeah, you cannot turn the ball over. You just can't do it and expect to win. Shout out to the Houston Texans.
To figure out how to win a game.
Yeah, there is life in Houston.
They beat Tennessee.
To San Francisco. Who's y'all backup quarterback? Because he needs to be playing.
They announced already they benching Kaepernick. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who the backup quarterback is. Who cares? But he's playing. He's getting a start.
He needs to be playing. Y'all need to go out and get Tebow.
A lot of teams need to get Tim Tebow, but it ain't going to happen. He's underneath the contract.
Yeah.
SEC
Kaepernick gets cut. Oh, the SEC's back in the SEC.
Yep. Shout out to the.
What's the other team? Man, let's talk about the Raiders.
The Raiders is doing pretty well this season.
Yeah, like what? I think they're like 5-2 or 4-3. They're pretty good this year. I mean, like, who would have thought the Raiders out of all teams?
How many years last year we not hard of you better win against the Raiders because they suck, and now all of a sudden they get a team.
They're good.
Let's
analyze poor Tennessee Titans. They fired their head coach.
Oakland is 4-3.
4-3, yeah. Oh, so wait a minute. Hold on. So who's in that division with Oakland? Seattle, St. Louis, San Francisco, and the Raiders?
I think so.
Wow.
No, that's
now St. Louis.
That's the AFC because Seattle is in the NFC, I believe.
NFC?
Yes. Yeah, you're
NFC. Right. Seattle, NFC. So who's that? So it's LA, it's the Raiders, the Seahawks, the 49ers, and who else? What's that fourth team? Is it the Cardinals?
I think so.
Oh well, yeah. I don't see anybody beating the Cardinals, so yeah. And shout out to the Cardinals. They're quietly putting together a great season down there. They're quietly, and they got some speedy receivers, and they brought life back into Chris Johnson playing running back.
About time.
So that's a good thing. That's a good thing down there.
He was pretty good when he was in Tennessee. Then he fell off for a couple of years.
Completely off. And let's talk about my game of the week. So I play fantasy football, and I took advice from a ill-advised person who happened to go to the University of Auburn, who told me to start Cam Newton at quarterback. So who do you think was my backup quarterback?
Ben?
Drew Brees.
Oh, shit.
I'm watching.
You're talking about the Giants.
Yes. So as I'm watching the Giants, And the eighth play, I'm getting more and more pissed off for no apparent reason. Because she's sitting there like, well, you're not a Giants fan, so why are you so mad? I'm mad because Drew Brees just threw another touchdown, and I got him sitting on my bench. And Cam Newton is starting quarterback. Well, Cam Newton can throw 3 touchdowns.
No.
So after Drew Brees threw another 3 touchdowns, I was even more pissed. Because I'm like, can Cam Newton throw 6? Can Cam Newton throw 6? And then Drew Brees says, here, take this. Here's another one. 7 freaking touchdowns. And I got this dude just chilling on the bench drinking lemonade. And I'm just sitting there like, it's the last time I ever take your advice ever in fantasy football. Start Cam freaking Newton and Drew Brees them threw 18 million touchdowns in a game. Just chilling on the bench.
But Cam gave you some points. He threw 1 touchdown and rush for 1.
Jimmy.
I shut up. I shut up.
7 touchdowns in a game. And I had Drew Brees start, and I was thinking, man, you know, the Giants do give up a lot of passing yards, but Cam Newton's starting against the Colts who can't defend anything. So what should I do? Start Cam Newton. He went to Auburn. I was like, all right, I'll start Cam Newton, thinking I'm going to give me some. I can't believe this bullshit to have it. Some goddamn bullshit. Last time I ever take anybody's advice on my fantasy league. But yeah, go ahead.
You should know you should take your own advice. You should never take no advice from nobody else.
Yeah. So that game was a great game to watch. If you like football, like scoring in football, you don't want to see defense. That was a great game.
Between both
teams,
went up
they had the field.
13 touchdowns between the two teams.
Yeah, 13 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards to total offense. So it was not like – that's one of the games where you can't even get up to use the bathroom because they scored during commercial break. That's how back and forth it went. Yeah, it was a great game to watch. Great game to watch. Lots of offense.
And also I want to give a shout-out to Carolina Panthers for the first time in team history. They're 7-0.
Oh, 7-0 Panthers. Way to go. And in the AFC South, all you got to do is win about 2 more games and you're guaranteed a playoff spot.
Yeah, that is true. Because they had a losing record last year and still made the playoffs.
Yeah. So, and
so you want
let's
to talk about
Dallas real quick.
Oh, Dallas? Okay. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about the Cowgirls. I got this guy at a supply house called Hagmar. I was going to give his name. First name, his name is Tim. And every day we go in this supply house. This is our year. This is our year. This is our year. Tim, what are you talking about? We're going to win a championship this year. Watch. After Tony Romo went down, Des Bryant, he's still coming up. Yep, this is our year. Yep, this is our year. Seen him at a gas station. We still got a shot this way for Tony Romo and Des Bryant. Well, you got 1 out of the 2, and y'all still figure a way to lose by 1 point.
Yeah,
So I don't think it's your year, Tim. It's never going to be the Cowgirls' year.
Well, and they also released Josh. Who did they release? They released Randall, their running back, and they're going on the shoulders of Darren McFadden to be their premier back. I was like, oh my gosh, no.
How old is this dude?
Don't do it. I mean, Matt Castle isn't cutting it. Josh Wheaton isn't cutting it. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen.
Now you got a 60-year-old running back for your team.
I mean, next thing you know, they're going to bring back Vinny Testaverde to play quarterback.
That might help. I mean, he might be slow and everything, but he might could throw a pass better than Tony Romo. Or hold the ball.
Man.
Or hold the ball for an extra point.
All right, so let's go get into poor Paul Pierce.
Do we have any video of him falling on his butt yet?
Not yet. They've only played 4 games, so the season is young. I'm pretty sure by January we'll have some more Paul Pierce footage.
Some ass bag or ass chin cells.
Yeah. Poor Paul Pierce. You know, he's riding coattails right now. Oh yeah, shout out to the Lakers. I just want to let y'all know the round orange thing goes in the round circle thing in the air. That's where you want to shoot it.
You mean to give a shout out to Kobe Bryant, don't you?
Lakers are 0-4.
I mean, he missed the shot so bad the other night. I don't even know what he was shooting at.
I'm gonna find this meme and send it to you. It's a meme of Kobe Bryant standing on the moon talking about, yeah, I'm good from here. He's pulling out for a jumper. I was like, way to go, Lakers. You know, and shout out to Steph Curry. He is a true testament that practice does make perfect. I'm thinking he's slowly becoming unguardable. What I really want people to stop doing is comparing him to MJ, saying that he's the next best shooting guard in the NBA. I want you to pause on that because MJ was known as a two-way player. He played defense and offense.
But I will agree with that. I wish they would stop comparing everybody to Michael Jordan, not just Stephen Curry, who dropped like 60 points on the team this last week. I mean, but nobody gonna be like Michael Jordan. Quit comparing everybody who has a good game or not a good game, or compared to LeBron. He sucks still.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard because, you know, MJ set the bar, I think, unbelievable high. He won Defensive Player of the Year as a shooting guard and the scoring title as a shooting guard. I mean, winning the scoring title as a shooting guard, yeah, that's heard of. But winning Defensive Player of the Year as a shooting guard, and he did that in the same year. So I don't think there'll be another shooting guard that can, or now there might be another player, maybe as a power forward or center, that can win Defensive Player of the Year and have the scoring title. But I don't think there'll be another shooting guard that can do that.
They had a couple of potential people, but they, like I said, they don't compare to him. I mean,
you know, before he got hurt, I would say Paul George was the closest thing that we had to a two-way player like Jordan.
I was going to go with like Vince Carter.
Oh, okay. That dude played defense like a matador. Olay, that dude was really.
Don't break my heart.
Yeah.
He played defense when he had a two-piece. From Popeyes. Don't touch my two-piece.
Yeah. I think right now, what's his name? And people don't know about him because he plays in Orlando. Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, he is pretty good.
He might be your next best thing to a two-way player. He's not a prolific scorer as of yet, but he is a lockdown defender. I think people don't really realize that it's a lot harder to play defense, especially in today's NBA, because back when Jordan played, yeah, you could hand check, yeah, you could body up a lot more. But now it seems like if you blow hard on an offensive player, it's a foul. You know, you pretty much have to be stiff to get a charge call.
You gotta have to stick them on your shoe so you won't move.
Yeah, I mean, so the game is tailored to the offensive player because that's what the audience wants to see. But you know, me, I love a good defensive struggle. I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan, so that proves to you that offense really doesn't matter to me. I like to see the ball move around for the open shot, all that jibby-jabby, crossing people over, putting them on their back, and dunking the ball. Yeah, that's great for showmanship, but
like you did the Paul
yeah, you know, if you trust me, look at this past NBA Finals. If you can't score the ball in your offensive sets, you're not going to win.
That is true.
You know, you're not going to win. You got to be able to score in the half court.
And if you can't guard Stephen Curry in the finals, you're not going to win.
Yeah, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. So, yeah, I don't want to do any type of predictions for the NBA because, like I said, it's only 4 games in. It's kind of hard for me to tell.
It's way too early right now.
Way too Way too early. So, anything else on the docket for tonight, Jimbo?
No, that's all. That's all we got to talk about
That's
tonight.
all.
Yeah, but I want to ask you one question. Do you agree with the CFB playoffs as of right now, the 4 teams, or do you think they should have took Alabama and put TCU or Baylor in?
Okay, so as it stands right now, with records holding, no, I don't agree with the 4 teams because Alabama does have that one loss, and there is TCU and Baylor out there that has the undefeated record right now, and they're on the outside looking in. I watched, gosh, what was that sports show? Damn it, the name's escaping me. But I watched the show, and they were talking about the RPI, strength of schedule.
You're talking
And
about the
that's
college. You're talking about the show the top 25, or
Yeah.
college
Yeah.
CFB playoff.
I think so. It was on Fox. It wasn't on ESPN.
Okay, I just saw the one on ESPN. I didn't see the one on Fox. Oh, they must be talking about college sports or college football.
Yeah. And they basically broke down the RPI, and they went with the averages of what those teams are actually facing. I'm talking about TCU and Baylor. And yeah, Alabama's strength of schedule just blows it out the water. I mean, is it Baylor and TCU's fault that they have those weak RPIs? Because if you just go in there, and the guy made a great point. He said if you go in there and you look at Alabama's schedule and you knock off their non-conference games, and you take Baylor or TCU and you knock off their non-conference games, their RPI doesn't even compare to Alabama's RPI. And that's because other teams in their conference just aren't as good as those teams in the SEC West. So, it's kind of hard to fault them because they play in a lackluster conference, but they're still running the table. But I guess right now, if I had to do, my own personal top 5, because I really can't do a 4, I still have Clemson, LSU in the I put Clemson and LSU in the 1 and 2 spots, and then I go Ohio State, Michigan State, and then I put either TCU or Baylor as the 15.
Okay, I could agree with that.
And I just have Alabama on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I tell you what I don't want to see is I don't want to see Notre Dame in that playoff.
Can I ask you why you don't want to see Notre Dame in the playoff?
Because they get to pick and choose.
Okay, because they non-conference, but it's still part of the ACC, part of it. Oh, independent. I mean independent football league.
Yeah, that's what really pisses me off.
Yep, this weekend they got Pittsburgh this weekend.
Who? Pitt?
Yeah. Pittsburgh.
Come on.
It could happen. They could get the second loss, and then they could be out the picture.
Yeah.
All right, that's the time to wrap up the show. You want to tell everybody how they can find the E-Cube?
Yes. So stay tuned. We are coming back with the movie blockbuster review series. We will be reviewing Spectre on Sunday, 7:00. So stay tuned for that. Stay close to your Gmail accounts because I'll be sending out those invitations for y'all to remind you of the show. As always, you can find me on my YouTube channel. Just right down there, you got the link for you on my little tagline there. Let me make sure that's actually there. Yeah, that's it. Just go there, and you can find all my old movie reviews. Check me out on the Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus under the Mind of Cube. And also, there's absolutely no chill on the internet.
Okay. So I'm Jimbo. You know how to find me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We'll be back next week, November 11th, to talk about this weekend's college football games and NFL and some basketball again. Until then, peace.
Deuces.